Hey, and we're back. I'm Johnny Freeborn, your host. This is Central Valley Business, and up next we have Antoinette Guerrero with Kine Valley Holistics. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Tell me about your business.
Well, we're Kine Valley, and basically we're a mobile service, and we do service the Merced and Atwater area and some of the surrounding areas as well.
Okay.
And so basically we have a wide variety of medications to serve to the patients that are out there in need. But ultimately, Kine Valley's goal is to provide alternative resources for natural healing. You know?
Okay.
For example, pain management, seizures, cancer, fibromyalgia. And also, if you know anybody that has cancer or has been recently diagnosed with cancer, definitely can get a hold of Kine Valley to try to provide them with their first treatment.
Interesting.
And that's kind of my way of giving back. It's important to me as far as the medicinal use of it. And speaking of the medicinal use, of course, I lean more towards, that side. So I was definitely not for Proposition 64. And unfortunately, I believe that people were not educated on it enough to vote the correct way. So I believe they all got caught up in the hype of the whole thing.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, I'm not looking forward to the changes that are coming. So as far as that goes.
And some of those changes, what would you say are the worst at the top of the list?
The potential price fluctuation.
Okay.
As far as it going down, maybe. And again, the quality, it makes it a little bit harder for the patients to get the proper quality medications that they're going to need. If they push out the small businesses and they become corporate, then it really potentially creates a bigger issue, kind of like big pharma.
And I heard some speculation on how it might actually push more buyers to the black market of buying marijuana illegally. Why is that? Why would that? Does that make sense? Or?
It does make sense, but honestly, as far as Prop 215 is concerned, I do believe that there's still sort of like a fence with the safety part of it. We have been getting some calls from people that have asked us, can I order now? And no, because the law really doesn't change until 2018 as far as that goes, from what we've heard. I really think that it's going back to the safety part of it, being able to have the doctor's recommendations from each patient and knowing who we're actually dealing with, that ensures their safety. It also ensures a level of safety for us. Right. And for the mobile and delivery service. I don't think anybody really touches on that, but it's just something that has really kind of been on my mind. But so like I said, just not really looking forward to that. So, but because it's so new, it hasn't, immediately affected us in the negative way that we see coming.
Okay, so you guys serve the Merced area? Merced,
Atwater area. Some of the surrounding areas, Turlock, Delhi, Chowchilla sometimes.
No, I'm not from here. Is it north of here, south of here?
That's north.
North, okay.
Yes. About 45 minutes north or so.
I see. Okay, so what got you started into this business?
Well, I've always been a medical marijuana user for anxiety. I do suffer from fibromyalgia, so and that's been since 2001. So it does help me as far as my joints and that sort of thing. I take a lot of more CBD than THC because the CBD does have more of the healing elements and benefits in it.
Let's talk about that. What is CBD? What is THC for those viewers that might not know?
Okay. Well, the CBD is cannabinoid. It's the cannabinoid part of the plant, which is, again, more where you get more of your healing benefits from. The THC is actually your psychoactive part of the plant. Okay. So,
and you can separate the two?
Yes, they can be separated.
Oh, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can actually, I've heard of children even taking CBDs without the THC, and they can be treated without getting high. And,
right.
So you guys offer that as well?
Yes, we do.
Those kind of products.
But for example, with the Simpson Oil, That's actually the treatment that if somebody was to call us and say, hey, you know, we just found out so-and-so has cancer and how can you help us? What I would do is provide them with their first treatment for free of the Simpson Oil. It does have a little bit percentage of the THC in it because you need it still, but there's benefits to this. Matter of fact, I just recently got an email from someone telling me thank you because their husband is able to eat now, and he hadn't been eating at all. So,
so it stirs the appetite.
Yes. Yes, it takes care of the nausea. It does help with some pain. You know, people suffer, so we want to help them as much as we can.
Okay, so it's not just an excuse for people to frivolously, recreationally use marijuana.
No.
This is actually targeting something and helping people in a big way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is the goal. And right now we're working on building a foundation, putting together a foundation for that purpose, really trying to get the word out there. As you know, as far as the benefits of cannabis, and you know, like I said, if people have cancer, then being able to call in, we can give them some information, help them out, consult with them.
Okay, so for the viewer who maybe is stuck in the stigma or the cultural offense of marijuana, what would you say to that person who maybe might have an ailment that could be treated? What would you say to somebody like that? They might have already turned the show off by now, but
you know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what I would say the government saying out there. You know, it's important that they understand and educate themselves about the medical marijuana use. Just call someone, ask some questions, educate yourself. You know, that's like the best advice that I can give someone.
Very good.
Really try to get out there and educate yourself. Give us a call. Kine Valley will help you. That's the goal, to provide them with like I said, the alternative ways to treat themselves. Natural healing.
Interesting.
God first, definitely.
God first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I do believe that.
How can my viewers get a hold of you?
You can find us on weedmaps.com, Kine Valley, as well as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and that's at Kine Valley. And then also you can give us a call, 209-777-6585.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show,
Well, thank
Antoinette.
you for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been
Thank
great.
you.
We will be right back.